Hi everyone, and welcome to Unsetting Expectations, a newsletter for high-performing, high-achieving, perfectionistic individuals who struggle with issues like working crazy long hours, never feeling satisfied with their own accomplishments, and not feeling like their work is enough. The benefits of talking about perfectionism and high expectations and workaholism are greater when they are coming from a range of perspectives, and that's why today I will read to you an issue written by Benham. She's a business and marketing strategist, a podcast host, and how she likes to say it, a slightly accidental entrepreneur. Alice turned 31. Alice turned 23 in April, and by first stepping into the world of business at 14 means that it's both challenging and inspirational for someone that young to figure out how to untie personal worth with business success. And so that's something I can very much relate to. And after Alice's banking newsletter called An Identity Crisis, you need to subscribe to her newsletter. It's ace. I've asked her to write a piece for us here, and I'm sure you will love it. I'm sure that it will sound very much familiar, and I hope that it will encourage you to think about what is your blend of work, play, and rest. So without further ado, I'm going to start reading what Alice wrote for us. Hi, my name is Alice Benham, and I work a lot. I find a great deal of my identity in my work. I feel excited and fulfilled when talking about or doing my work. And it's where the vast majority of my time, energy, and resources are spent. I'll get into the impact of this confession later, but first let's explore the two places this relationship with work comes from. The first is my parents. Cliché, I know. As church pastors, they are a walking example of what it looks like to find a greater purpose in your work, use your vocation to help others, and constantly look for ways to bring more and better to what you do. I respect my parents a great deal, and from an early age, whilst I could see the sacrifices they made to work in that way, it was far outweighed by how fulfilled they were and the wider impact I saw their work having. But that's only enough to inspire me to work in this way. What sustained and developed this relationship with work are my personal values. Whether we're conscious of them or not, I believe we all have a unique way of measuring the success of our lives, and for me it comes down to three things: autonomy, impact, and challenge/learning. A life where I'm in control, I blame teenage anxiety for that one, having a wider impact and constantly challenged, and subsequently learning, is a life I'm happy to live. So naturally, when I stepped into business at 17, I found these things in there plenty, and I was very quick to put the blinkers on and go all in. All in would be an apt description of how I approach anything in business. And whilst it's to credit for where I am today, it's also contributed majorly to the lack of separation between human Alice Benham and Alice Benham Ltd. Going all in means saying yes to some incredible things. But if you're not careful, it can also mean saying no to some things too. Things like a social life, relationships, hobbies, mental health, friendships, travel, to name a few. This is a lesson I've learned time and time again in my business, and each time it's nudged me to take a step back and reassess whether it's an exchange I'm willing to take. That's how I see it, as an exchange, not a sacrifice. What I'm willing and happy to give up in exchange for business growth is totally personal to me, and the common denominator to when this works out well is self-awareness. Side note, 5+ years in, it's only just beginning to work out well. So, what does that self-awareness look like? Well, I've never resonated with the concept of work-life balance because one, my work feels like my life, and two, balance feels like an impossible standard to achieve. Instead, I like to look at where my time and energy is being spent across the work-play-rest blend, a concept my life coach taught me. It's a simple process of questioning what percentage of my life is being spent in work, play, and rest. Does the blend look how I want or need it to? And if not, what needs to shift to get it into a better place? As you'll be able to guess, my instinct is to achieve the highest percentage of work. But if I've learned anything over the last 5 years, it's that although it feels good in the moment, it doesn't make for a sustainable or joyful experience. Which is why, over the last year, I've been consciously learning what play and rest look like for me. Leaning into the emptiness of lockdown, giving myself permission to find personal joy, and surrounding myself with people who challenge my all-in instinct. It's been uncomfortable and a little scary at times, because work is a big comfort zone for me. But right now, things are the best they've ever felt. Maintaining a healthy relationship with work is an ongoing focus for me, and I don't think I'll ever stop finding parts of my identity in what I do. Instead, for me, the solution is about staying self-aware of what I want that blend to look like and constantly nudging myself to find identity in other areas too. What can you say about this piece from Alice? It's so open, so raw, so full with emotions that one can't help but to relate in some way. And I relate to it 100% because similar to Alice, I also started working at a very young age, and I inevitably tied my sense of personal worth to business success. When I enrolled uni, it was tied to academic success as well. So what she said and what Alice described is something that I've been on a journey on too, and I feel like so many other people are, which is why I wanted to bring this piece to you in the first place. And I want you to have a think on what activities are in your rest and play pieces of the blend, and how you can find parts of your identity in them as well. Please don't put 100% in your work. Find a couple of percentage points for your work and play as well. And as always, you can find the link to read this issue in the description box below, as well as the link to listen to this as a podcast episode. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time when I'll be talking about a rebellion against my own newsletter. It's going to be a good one, I promise. So you need to subscribe so you don't miss out. Anyways, okay. Love you, sending big hugs. Have a wonderful rest of the week. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.